Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is March 12th, 2024 and Barcelona are set to beat Real Madrid once again to the signing of a young talented player. Also, Joan Laporta has met with Luis Diaz's agent, and finally Deco was spotted meeting with representatives from Manchester United. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kit bag. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you head to Bet Us. Both links for kit bag and Bet Us are down below in the description. Now I'll begin with the great news that Barcelona have officially qualified to the quarterfinals of the Champions League after defeating Napoli 3-1 at Montjuic, or 4-2 in the aggregate, with goals of Fermin Lopez, Joao Cancelo, and Robert Lewandowski in what was a solid performance by Xavi Hernandez's men. Now I did do a post-match live analysis, so if you do want to hear my review of today's match, make sure to check out the video on the channel. Now, speaking of today's match, Barcelona, by qualifying to the quarterfinals, have officially achieved their financial or budgetary goal of making it to the quarterfinals. And this is huge because Barcelona's budget that was set at the beginning of the season forecasted revenues of 840 million euros with 11 million euros profits. And if this budget is met, it would mean that Barcelona will be generating profits for the first time in several years without the use of economic levers, because during the final seasons of Josep Maria Bartomeu's presidency, Barcelona did report losses. Then when Laporta became president, Barcelona did report profits. However, it was thanks to the help of economic levers. So if Barcelona do meet their budget, not only would be the first time that they would be generating profits in a long time, but also would be the first time that they do so without the help of the economic lever, which would mean that the darkest moments of Barcelona's financial history would be over. It doesn't mean that Barcelona would be fully recovered, but it does mean that the worst part is over, and it would also help us with our financial fair play come the summer. So it's very important that Barcelona do meet their budget at the end of the season. Of course, I did tell you about the first setback that Barcelona faced, where they renewed Xavi Hernandez and his staff, giving all of them a raise. They also had to bring Vitor Roque in the winter transfer market ahead of his scheduled arrival in the summer. So these two operations ended up costing Barcelona 12 million euros that they hadn't budgeted for. So it was imperative that they qualify to the quarterfinals to cover this deficit. And by qualifying, they will actually more than cover the deficit, because the deficit was 12 million. They're about to make 15 million. So Barcelona will actually have a surplus of 3 million euros, which they will be able to use towards their second deficit, which is the 30 million euros that Barcelona are short, which comes from ticketing, where Barcelona are not selling as many tickets to Montjuic as they initially anticipated. But Barcelona still think that they will be able to cover that deficit. One, through the merchandising, because Barcelona are actually selling more merchandise than they had initially anticipated. Also, Barcelona expect an influx of tourists during these warmer months, and so they expect a higher attendance at Montjuic and in Barcelona's museums and stores. And also, Barcelona are not ruling out signing a new sponsor. They're not ruling out scheduling another friendly match like they did in December, where they came here to the US and played against America. And finally, Barcelona will now have a 3 million euro surplus from qualifying to the quarterfinals. So Barcelona confident that they will be able to meet their budget, which again, if they do, it means that the darkest chapter in Barcelona's history, financially speaking, will be officially over. Now, more good news, because Barcelona are set to beat Real Madrid to the signing of a young talented player. Now, I told you in yesterday's video that Barcelona are set to sign the 18-year-old Marcos Parriego. He's a former Real Madrid academy player who Real Madrid ended up releasing. He joined Rayo Vallecano, where he regained his form and started making waves that caused Real Madrid, Manchester City, and Valencia to want to sign the player. However, he has opted for Barcelona. So Barcelona will beat Real Madrid and Manchester City to the signing of this youngster. And today it's being reported that Barcelona are set to beat Real Madrid again to the signing of another former Real Madrid Academy player. And this player is Byron Mendoza. Now, Byron Mendoza is a 14-year-old left winger who is known to have a knack for scoring goals and linking up with his teammates. He was actually making waves back when he was 7 years old when he was at the Real Madrid Academy. However, Real Madrid ended up releasing him from his academy because they had questions over his progression. Then he joined the Rayo Vallecano Academy for 1 year. Then he ended up at Leganés, where he is now once again making waves and attracting attention of many clubs, including Real Madrid, who have been keen on re-signing the youngster. And in fact, they've been working hard at it since October, informing the youngster's entourage that they're very interested in signing him. However, despite Real Madrid's interest, this youngster, just like Marcos Parriego, has also opted to join FC Barcelona. Now, Barcelona did the same thing with Byron Mendoza as they did with Marcos Parriego, where they used the examples of Cubarsí, Lamine Yamal, Gavi, Alejandro Balde to convince these players to join Barcelona, because with the current youngsters that Barcelona have, it's proof that Barcelona's academy are great at developing young players and turning them into stars. But not only that, by joining the academy, you also have a chance at joining Barcelona's first team. And it seems that this argument has resonated with both Parriego and Byron Mendoza, who again, Barcelona have beat Real Madrid twice in order to sign both of their former academy players. And speaking of signing players, it's reported that Joan Laporta recently met with Luis Diaz's agent. Now, the 27-year-old left winger is making a good comeback from his injury that sidelined him for most of last season, where so far he has scored 11 goals and 5 assists. And of course, Laporta has always been keen on signing Luis Diaz. In fact, Laporta confessed that he tried to sign Luis Diaz back in 2022 when Luis Diaz was still at FC Porto. However, Laporta admitted that by the time Barcelona decided to make a move, it was too late because Luis Diaz was in the final stages of his negotiations with Liverpool. Now, Luis Diaz's father did reveal most recently that Luis Diaz's dream has always been to play for FC Barcelona, and it seems that Laporta has not forgotten about the Colombian attacker, and he recently had dinner with Luis Diaz's agent, where it's reported that Laporta asked for hypothetical numbers of what would cost Barcelona to sign Luis Diaz, and it seems that his agent told Laporta that Liverpool would want around 120 to 140 million euros, given, of course, Luis Diaz is important in the Premier League club, and also his contract that doesn't expire until 2027. Now, unfortunately, this does put Luis Diaz out of reach for Barcelona, but of course, we cannot blame Joan Laporta for trying to see if there's something that can be done. And speaking of meetings, we will end today's video with the news that Deco was spotted meeting with representatives of Manchester United, which of course has opened the door to lots of speculation to see whether Deco was meeting to discuss Mason Greenwood, which Barcelona are considering signing because Manchester United are looking to offload him on a permanent basis. Some were saying that maybe they met to possibly discuss Frankie de Jong's transfer to Manchester United, since Manchester United are still interested in the Dutch midfielder. However, Barcelona have clarified that this was a routine meeting where Deco has met with representatives of Manchester United in order to discuss the market conditions, and that Deco has been doing that with a lot of representatives from different clubs. In fact, Matteo Alemany met with Manchester United's representatives last year, so it seems that this is kind of a routine thing that Barcelona do, where they meet with other clubs to discuss the market. So it seems that for now, Barcelona are not planning any business deals with Manchester United yet. But of course, the year is still very long and we still have many months to go until the summer transfer market. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.